Patrick Mahomes is impacting the next generation of athletes, check this out. This is Lil Mahomes. That's what he goes by, showing off his step back, even his sidearm throw, looking exactly like the two-time league and Super Bowl MVP. Look at this kid.
Is he going through a progression?
I mean,
what is going on here?
Yeah, you know, he's got to get the reads right, Malik. He's obviously been breaking down film.
Even the swag is like Pat's swag, you know?
I mean, the bounce, everything. Wow.
I wish we knew how old Lil Mahomes is. Do we know that? Do we have an answer to that? I'm a terrible judge of kids' age.
He looked off the safety too, went to the corner.
Is the throwing motion even descending? Even the throwing motion is like
the baseball little.
He's about ready. He's about ready for an SP.
Man.
When you guys are game planning, when you're watching film of this guy, of all his skills, right, and this skill set is just all over the map in terms of like, well, if you take away this, he's going to do this. What is the one ability when you watch him that makes him the best in the game?
I think what makes him second to none is that in any given game and in any given play, he has a chance. Even when the defense thinks they got him, even when the team thinks they got him, he's always in the mix. And that's what I love about him. From his throwing capacity, you know, there's this whole cardinal sin of not throwing it across the field when you're rolling out, and he does it. No look, he does it. I just love the fact that he can make a play on any given.
Unless that plays against you. So how frustrating is it when you talk about all the times that you think you have him, and then he slings this sidearm pass that every coach would say, don't make that play, and that's a touchdown. I mean, that has to be, as a defensive guy, so frustrating.
It frustrates you because the way that we're taught to play the game, he's like, okay, just throw all of that out the window. And that's what frustrates, the players that go up, against him. But from a fan standpoint, we admire it and we love it, and there's a reason why he'll continue to make those big dollars and have that impact. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's his innovativeness to be able to go out there. I think it's the free range he has to be able to go out there and do what he wants to do. He's about 3 interceptions away from like, all right, guys, let's stop doing that. No. You know what I mean? So it's like he keeps making them, so the coach is like, hey, okay now, But I think for him just to have the freedom and just be able to do what he wants to do, be who he wants to be, I think that really allows him to be free. And I know he has a team behind him, and I think we got that team behind him. And, even if I do mess up, I'm still going to be okay. I got these guys to rally behind me. That's priceless. So.
He has unreal confidence in how he plays that position. I was watching the quarterback show that dropped on Netflix, and I don't think people realize how much of a competitor he is. There was a scene where he was talking to Max Crosby, and they were down, and Mahomes threw a touchdown, and he comes out and is like, you woke up the wrong, I'm not gonna say it on TV, but you could fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And you see an element of Mahomes that I don't think people realize. This dude's a dog. Like, we see the flip passes, the spins, all the acrobatics that he can do, but he'll jump over a defender if he can. He's not the most athletic, but he has a certain intensity. He's a certain competitor. I think that he's a new age quarterback. We saw an era where Tom Brady and Peyton Manning were running, and these guys were pocket passers. I think it was so dope to see the Little Mahomes video because you see the next generation emulating him, and it's the creativity, it's the competitiveness,
that Mamba mentality.
It's everything that he is. Like, I remember, when I was growing up, you saw the Michael Vick experience and the Lamar, because it was different. Mm-hmm. It was something that now Mahomes is giving players and little kids like little Mahomes a different experience, a different competitiveness. You can go about it a different way. And so I love it. And I think Mahomes he's just starting, man.
Well, it's interesting when you just said Michael Vick, and people, though, would tear down Vick and say, this style's not going to work. Like, you can't do this long term, right? And so what's funny about Mahomes is there is a laundry list of plays that you could pull up, that if it's a quarterback and if it's any other team, the coach would say, never make this play. So I think some of the guys that you mentioned, the knock would be, well, that's not sustainable, that's not, and things that shouldn't work for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And maybe they're the only Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs could make that work, right? It's a special person. It's a special play, making plays that nobody else should even think about attempting. But that is what I think sets him apart, is that things that clearly wouldn't work anywhere else and should be like on the don't list of things to do in a game, he makes them work.
But he proves it over and over and over. He just has an aesthetic style, the way he plays.
But I think, too, sometimes he makes those passes, his blood boils like, oh, I don't know if I should do that. Oh, that was a good decision. You know what I mean? It's like some of those are like, oh.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's one, attaboy away from not being good, you know? So it's I think, like I said, his confidence is amazing. And I think it's what you said. It has something to speak when you get when the right player goes to the right team with the right coach. You know, that doesn't happen a lot. And when you get that, you see what happens. Just the player blossoms. Everybody gets paid. You know, I think we saw Coach Bellamy go at Washington right now. Doing this thing. So everybody gets paid and everybody gets notoriety. So, that's a diamond in the rough for real, and that's a great situation.
We love watching it. Coming up,